Welcome back, Beard. All right, Train. You want to do this? Let's do it. Because I can, too. Welcome back, very intentional fam. And if you're new here, welcome to our safe space. My name is Aaliyah, the very intentional mama who's healing intentionally and sharing my journey to encourage you that your healing is possible, your story matters, and you're exactly where you need to be. So today we're diving into the fact that the world has made us to believe certain things about ourselves because our houses, the way our children act, whatever the case may be, how we handle situations is not the way they would handle it. So oftentimes we are made to believe that our worth is tied to how our children behave out in public, whether they're loud, whether they're quiet, whether they're running around, whether they're too still. It doesn't matter. This is being brought to my attention to say, it doesn't matter what you do in life. Somebody's going to have something to say about it. So whether you do it or not, somebody's going to say something about it. So just go ahead and do whatever it is that you feel called to do, whatever it is that brings peace and joy for you and your family. Okay. That's all I had to say about that. But we're also made to believe that if our house isn't clean 24/7, like how when you have toddlers? Please tell me how. Okay. Or that your kids aren't smart, then obviously you're not doing something right. And this actually reminds me, I had took my kids to the dentist, and this lady, I don't even know, the dental assistant, she was praising my children of how smart they were to be 4 and 2. My children are well spoken, they're very outgoing, they can hold a conversation, if you know what I mean. And it's like after I had talked to her saying like, yeah, I'm a teacher, I homeschool, then the questioning came of how high can you count? Ooh, what are your ABC? Do you know your ABCs? Oh, what color is your shirt? And I just looked at her like, really? But there was a point in time where if somebody would have did this to my daughter, because whenever I just had her, I was still very much in the beginning stages of my healing process. But if somebody would have said this to my daughter, I would have rushed home trying to teach her everything that I possibly could, because I felt like it was my fault that she didn't know these things that obviously she was supposed to know at this age. When in reality, the only reason why my daughter didn't know these off the bat is because she found interest in other things. And so instead of, forcing us to sit down and learn ABCs, I would teach her through watching stuff about nature or going outside, and we would draw with chalk on the ground, or we would get leaves and I would show her how to draw letters with leaves on the thing. But because my daughter doesn't know her ABCs, obviously I'm not doing something right. And so it's things like this that makes us feel pressure as moms, and we start to believe we are not good moms. And if we're not a good mom, then like, who are you? And so today I just want to simply leave you with a few reminders, a few little hugs and kisses to remind you that you are more than just this mom ideal that everybody on social media or that in your family tells you that you have to be. So the first one being, you are an amazing mom. You want to know how I know that? Because bad moms aren't stopping to ask themselves, am I a good mom? The fact that you are watching this video alone shows that you want to better yourself for your children and for yourself. And that should speak volumes. Another thing, you are not the outcome of your children. You and your child are two totally different people. Yes, you raised them, but they make their own choices. And sometimes those choices aren't always the choice that we would have picked, but that doesn't mean that we get the award for world's worst mom, okay? Correct them. Model the behavior that you would rather them to, or the choice that you would rather them make the next time that the situation comes up, and then pray that the next time the outcome will be better. And this one is a fan favorite of mine. looking at things throughout the house and stating a fact that I wouldn't naturally think. So if I see a pile of dishes in the sink, saying, "Oh, I am so thankful that my family gets to eat a home cooked meal." Stepping over toys that I've asked somebody to pick up several times. I'm thankful that my kids have toys that they can play with and that they can be entertained by. Or clothes. And that laundry basket of clothes that you washed 7 days ago and you decided to fold, but you also decided that you weren't going to put them away because you needed a nap. And so you left them there, and now you're looking at them. And instead of, dang, I still got to put those clothes away, I'm so thankful that my family has enough clothes to where even though I haven't put these away yet, they still have other clothes that they can put on. So sometimes we have to start changing our perspective so we don't begin to internalize the things that are happening around us, because our children's behavior, the way our house looks, anything else that's going on that embodies what being a mom is, doesn't mean that you're not doing a good job. So simply just wanted to leave you with some encouragement to remind you that you are not your children's behavior. You are not your children's intelligence, and you are not like determined by the way your house looks. Mama, please, 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 please remember that you are more than just mom, and that what your kids do does not determine whether or not you are a good or bad mom. It does not determine who you are. So until next time, I love you. Keep healing, keep growing, and keep loving on you. Bye.